How does friction loss affect fire pump performance? Imagine trying to spray water through a garden hose on a hot summer day. The longer and narrower the hose, the harder it is to get a strong stream. Now, think about this in a fire scene. When firefighters operate fire pumps, they relying on delivering water at high pressure through hoses and fittings. Friction loss is the pressure drop that happens as water flows through these hoses and equipment. It's caused by the resistance water faces inside the hose lining, fittings, valves, and nozzles. As water moves, some of the pump's energy turns into heat because of this resistance, which means less pressure reaches the nozzle. This can make a big difference during firefighting. If the pump operator doesn't account for friction loss, the water might come out weaker than needed, reducing firefighting effectiveness. Friction loss depends on several factors. First, hose length matters a lot. The longer the hose, the more resistance water encounters, and the more pressure is lost. For example, a 100-foot hose will lose more pressure than a 50-foot hose at the same flow rate. Next, the flow rate, measured in gallons per minute, influences friction loss. When flow doubles, friction loss increases by about 4 times because it's proportional to the square of the flow rate. This is why controlling flow is so important. Hose diameter also plays a role. Larger hoses, like 2.5-inch hoses, have less friction loss than 1.5-inch hoses at the same flow. That's why fire departments prefer larger hoses for high-flow situations. The condition of the hose itself matters too. Old or damaged hoses with rough linings cause more resistance. Fittings like valves, nozzles, and couplings add to friction loss because they create turbulence and resistance. Water temperature can slightly affect friction loss as well. Cold water is more viscous, which can increase resistance and reduce pump efficiency. When operating a fire pump, the pump operator must estimate or measure how much pressure is lost due to friction. They use tables, formulas, or pre-measured factors called factors to quickly determine pressure loss for specific hose lengths and flow rates. By understanding and calculating friction loss, the operator can set the pump to deliver enough pressure at the nozzle. If they ignore it, the water might not reach the fire with enough force, making firefighting less effective and risking safety. Properly managing friction loss is essential for maintaining the right water pressure and flow during an emergency. It's a key part of operating fire pumps and ensuring the fire apparatus works at its best when it's needed most.